You're reading the title right now and you're thinking, what the heck does he mean by advanced detection system? Or a new way to do detect commands, or whatever I'm going to call this title. I don't know, I'm going to make it really clickbaity though. So, as you probably already know, there are a few ways to test for blocks around you. So one way is to execute at P and you have your tildes and you go detect and you put in your coordinates and then you do your block and then you do it again. Okay, so the problem with this one is that you have to be extremely precise, and precision isn't always a great thing. Sometimes you might want to have things be a little bit more general. So there is test for block as well and test for blocks, but then again we have the same problem. Okay, so there is another method where you can do a little fill command, and that is the method I'm going to show to you guys today. So this world has been modified just a little bit. Again, this is Lakeshore by Yodog. There is a link to this great build in the description below if you guys want to check this out for yourself, but this video is about showing off a concept. So let's just go around, and there we go. So this chat box is actually telling me what ores are directly below me. So because it's saying iron ore, we can kind of guess what ore might be below us. I'm going to give you a spoiler, it's iron ore. So let's just keep digging down and eventually we'll come across it. Maybe. We'll see. So there it was, the iron ore, and if I clear my chat, it's gone now because it was mined. Also works with diamond ore and coal. So let's just get diamond ore up. Let's go to a spot where it's not spamming my chat. Okay, so here. Now if I place diamond below me, then it's going to detect the diamond ore. But not only that, it does it anywhere. Okay, so I haven't used thousands of command blocks for this. I have used simply 3 commands. Okay, now we're going to go over the disadvantages of this method shortly, but here they are. Let's just do the diamond one for now. So if we look inside, you'll see that there's a fill command. Now from the player, it's going to fill from the bottom to the top of the world with a carpet. Now carpets aren't always the best, because if the diamond was floating above the air, then the carpet will uproot itself and just kill itself completely, and that's a bit of a problem. But one tick later, or less than a tick later actually, it will fill that carpet back with diamond ore, and then the next conditional command block will say diamond ore. So what's the point, Dragon? You just created a metal detector. Who really cares unless you're trying to make a metal detector in Minecraft? Well, it's a little bit more than that, because sometimes you want things to happen in your world in such ways that behave a little bit differently. Now remember, because this method is not very precise, you can imagine the mechanics of this method won't be precise either. So if we put some mossy cobblestone next to cobblestone, for instance, then you'll notice that it can have a little bit of a spreading effect. There we go. So the mossy cobblestone actually spreads. Now you can do that with entities. Alright, so this is just one of the many examples that you guys can come up with yourselves about how this concept might be useful, but I just thought it would be cool if mossy cobblestone like spread every now and then. I know that's a bit of a stretch right there, but the command is very, very adjustable. So this is on a slower clock because obviously you don't want the mossy cobblestone to grow instantly. So first off, we're detecting if mossy cobblestone is present using our double fill command that we mentioned earlier. This time I'm using a different block. I'm using end portal frame because it's not used very often, and also because it doesn't have that risk of uprooting itself, which can be very annoying sometimes. And then it detects cobblestone. And if that happens, then it's going to fill some of the cobblestone near the player or entity, preferably entity, so it's a little bit more random. It's going to fill that area with more mossy cobblestone. And thus we get this interesting kind of spreading effect which can occur. Okay, so let's go over the advantages of this concept first. First of all is that you don't have to be very precise with the command, which can be useful depending on what you're doing. Alright, so for example, that mossy cobblestone spreading thing. I don't want to write thousands of detect commands just so I can achieve that effect, and I don't want 100 armor stands around me spreading around me all the time. The disadvantages, however, is that you have to do constant fill commands. Now, fill commands are quite laggy if you do them often. So if you choose to have this in your world, then be careful about how many fill commands you're using because they are quite laggy. And then, of course, we have the most obvious disadvantage, is that every time you use a block, you can't use that block ever again. Now, I'm going to show you, although it should already be obvious. So I have a purpose slab that's being used in the process of this. and my phone needs to shut up. Okay, so here's our purple slab, and as you can see, it's fine, but if I place down cobblestone, then it has a, yep, there we go. It turns into mossy cobblestone, and that is obviously something you don't want. So you're gonna have to choose what blocks you want to sacrifice very carefully. So not very useful in a survival circumstance, but very useful for adventure maps. So I'm not saying that this is perfect, but I'm just trying to get you guys to think in a different way of detecting different kinds of blocks using a kind of general method and less precise. So thanks everyone for watching, and remember to subscribe to my recommended YouTuber for now. So this is the second time I'm recommending this guy out of three recommendations per YouTuber, just so it's fair and they get most amount of exposure. But here is Coda. Now I like Coda because it is amazing, well implemented concepts. Here are just a few screenshots of some of his videos, which you guys should check out yourselves. Link in the description. So yeah, definitely subscribe to Coda because he is awesome. Tell him I sent you. Yes, do it. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.